Yes, g'day, how you going? Not too bad, I hope. Not too bad at all. I'm doing well, I'm chilling out, I'm still eating Easter eggs and stuff. It's still Easter for me, so yeah, just enjoying the chocolate, I suppose. But no, honestly, yes, we are doing Kacey Musgraves. Not just the one grave. There's more than one. Kacey Musgraves. Anyway, yes. This ladette, this lass, this girlaroo, this woman, this woman turns out to be a fucking lovely songwriter. I've not listened to any of her other albums, but this one, I went into it skeptical as fuck. And she won me over. She really did. So yeah, let's just get straight into the track listing here and just sort of detail exactly what I love about this album. So yes, this album starts off with Slow Burn. Immediately her voice is bold and powerful, yet also delicate, almost like an interchange of beauty and strength. I love the way she hits her notes seemingly without effort, like she's not even trying. The acoustic strumming throughout this song is all I need as well. That's how much I'm captivated by her voice and candor. There's so many reverby effects everywhere I look, but it's not overbearing, despite the fact that it's, you know, almost like contained within a chamber hall or something like that. The instrument of the beat, as opposed to the acoustic strumming, does add a drive to the song, which I really enjoy as well. I love how the instrumentation progresses as each layer adds up into this cool, sweltering swagger with her voice just sort of soaring over the top like a fucking dove. It's a very natural swelling of auditory bliss, boys. This track kind of dies out after that, mind you. It doesn't really feel like it has a resonating climax to finish. It just sort of goes out like a car, I suppose. Lonely Weekend, the second track here. Pretty straightforward lyricism, not much to unpack, and yeah, it is relatable and poignant enough. The chorus is catchy, especially right at the start with the notes she, again, effortlessly reaches. There's definite momentum that builds here and there. The instrumentation is very airy and light, almost like a pillow, but there's enough drive here, and obviously her voice. Lines like, I've got a million things to do, but I haven't done a single one, or I keep looking at my phone, putting it back down. There's a little part of me that's got the fear of missing out. And yeah, all of these lyrics, I mean, she has this knack of earnest relatability in the way she writes these lyrics. There's no real embroidery here at all. And I enjoy that in its own right, for sure, because a lot of bands just indulge in this sort of cryptic bullshit all the time. Butterflies, her tone here, it's mesmerizing. It's beautiful. I love some of the notes she reaches and how invested she seems in this narrative on this song, and her own personal experience even. You can tell she's being genuine as well. Flip, 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 yeah. I love the piano chords jagging here as well. It's a real bouncy addition to the instrumentation. I effortlessly bob my head to it in the backdrop when it's sort of just dancing along this chord. Very light, harmonious, and again, she really evokes emotions here with the rising lilting harmony that she reaches in. Not to mention, it's also catchy. It's also catchy. Yeah. Oh What a World is the next song. There's an interesting vocoder intro, to say the least. To be honest with you, I doubt the momentum at some points in this song, but the banjo licks here are pretty good. They're worked in fairly well. The vocoder thing though, honestly, just nah. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Just does not work for a texture. And I love Daft Punk, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know. In keeping with that theme, this is probably one of the tamer cuts for me personally on this album. Can't quite put my finger on exactly why. I think it's a cadence in a voice or lack thereof. Yeah. Love Interlude here, obviously a very personal cut. That's all I can say about it really. Straight from the heart, croonerooing. Which is good in of itself from a cohesion point of view for the album, and also in terms of unadulterated lyricism. It's almost as if this was written straight from her diary, like she just got her guitar and just one of those days just missing her mum, just strummed this out and just sung along with it. Yeah. Love Is a Wild Thing. Didn't really feel particularly engaged with this one, although there isn't too much wrong with it either. There's a decent amount of imagery, which I can enjoy in its own right. I suppose I didn't sense much of a progression from, you know, verse to chorus to verse to chorus, which made the songwriting sort of lull here in general, although it's still got a really chill tempo for sure, and her vocals are still pleasant. They always are, honestly. They're always so pleasant. Yeah. Space Cowboy. Something about the emotion in her cadence here I really enjoy. You can have your space, cowboy. I ain't gonna fix you in. It's a real clever lyric. It's sort of veiled passive aggressiveness here. I enjoy as opposed to the Southern Belle shtick. There is also a pain that is well demonstrated here for me, in the guitars especially. And now there's happy and sad at the same time. I really love the feeling and earnest energy here for sure. Her vocals are pretty fantastic, not to mention the lyricism. It's honestly so refreshing to hear her reflect on the source of the depression, which forces her ostensibly toward a motley of different lovers, or maybe just the one, I don't know, without necessarily finding fulfillment. Sounds almost like a girl that doesn't want to leave the pageant, sort of innocent and tragic at the same time. The chorus here just gets bigger and bolder with each reinstatement. Some of the notes here as well that she reaches are just, they're angst-ridden and very heartfelt and beautiful. And now we've got Velvet Elvis. You're my Velvet Elvis, baby. Yeah, fucking. Yeah. Okay. The effects on her vocals here are actually really fucking great. The same goes for the lumbering instrumental backdrop here as well. The song name is accurate as fuck. I'm feeling the velvet, the smoothness, and a reverbed, delayed voice, and I love the playful lyricism here as well. You're my velvet. I won't do that again. But I don't know, it's just so cute and sort of endearing hearing her jam out and sing here with some real love in mind, and especially over a more rock-hardened groove as opposed to some sort of ballad, right? Yeah. Wonder Woman here, next track. I love the smooth, laid-back groove here. Feels almost tropical, or at least summery and sultry. It chills me out. Her vocals are predictably lovely. What else can you expect, right? Yeah. And High Horse. Pretty obvious straight from the get-go what is happening in the song, what the lyrics are talking about. I feel like this is the most innocent hate I've ever heard in a song. But yeah, we all deal with the goose tits that she's talking about, those lads in town, or, whoever it is. There's always someone that kills the buzz, as she said. In terms of music here, there's a lot of textures, a lot of depth and detailing, what have you, in the instrumentation. It switches up a lot as well. There's a few extra licks here and there, just enough to add to the experience if you're out looking, or even, your ears are out looking, because they've got, pupils and eyelashes and stuff. Yes. Golden Hour, yes, Golden Hour. I do love a good sunset. I really also enjoy the acoustic chords here. I don't know, I just thought it was nice. Pleasant. This whole album's pleasant, for fuck's sake. The electric guitar as well has some smooth licks woven in. And my god, this song is just beyond smooth. Something about the tempo, the cadence here, it lulls me in, almost like being drunk at the beach watching the sun go down. Fucking hiccups. The chorus doesn't even feel predictable or tame or calculated that it otherwise can in maybe one or two of the other tracks on this album. For that reason as well, seemingly, and just how smooth and sun-swept the imagery and instrumentation is, I just really love it. Yes. Rainbow! Yeah, so this song, to finish the album, it had some ballady piano chords. Her vocals are distinctly melancholic with the lyrics. And there's a lot of imagery pertaining to cityscapes and rain and talking to someone, directly addressing someone else who maybe doesn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but she's telling them, or telling her, or him, or whoever, that there is, in fact, the light at the end of the tunnel, the rainbow at the end of the storm, whatever the fuck you want to say. And yeah, there's definitely optimism and strength here, as there always seems to be with her. Mind you, I was pretty bored by this song, to be honest. Just to be honest, boys. Despite its intention not going over my head. I didn't feel like I was clicking with the tempo, especially with the minimalist piano chords here. It's just not really adding up to much, even with her verses. A decent finisher. I'd call it a decent, somber, ballad kind of finisher, but not for me personally. Now, album overview! Yes. Yeah! I hate to make the comparison because I literally know nothing about this style of country music, but she almost has this, Taylor Swift-like inflection to some of her cadences, some of the delivery, some of her lines here. And yeah, I'm not sure exactly how her voice here compares to the rest of her discography. I've not heard anything else by her. Her pipes, though, generally speaking, are so warm, delicate, and pleasant. The notes she reaches a lot of the time, they never floor me, and yet they never seem to be trying to either. And I appreciate that sort of laid-back, almost caged melody in pretty much every song here. In a way, the lyrics are so boldly simple and hay-colored, and that in of itself just adds so much to the genuine nature of this record. And I'm almost wondering what this record would be and exactly what the lyrics would be if she had no record label execs sort of monitoring her, or no one just sort of, you know, pampering up stuff or tampering with the lyrics even, because I would just love to hear more unadulterated sides to her personally as well. The minimalist edge to the instrumentation is kind of like a frame of a painting, and obviously her voice here it's the fucking painting. This almost seems like one of those albums which is greater than the sum of its parts as well, which is not what I was expecting going into this. I didn't think at all that it would be a plateau of good songwriting. I thought it would have a few gems scattered throughout, a pile of shit basically, from my preconceptions about this form of country anyway, and from listening to, you know, being forced rather to listen to Taylor Swift albums in the car of my exes, you know, fuck's sake. There's a fair share of meandering sort of crooning here and there in a couple songs for sure. Generally speaking, the fat is cut on a lot of the songwriting here. Each song has a point, a finish, and a beginning. A fleshed out progression, and they never sort of overstay their welcome. There's also enough variety in the instrumentation layers from track to track. Shows her dedication to the album listening experience and how many session musicians were really invested in one song to the next. Just to finish up here, I listen to a lot of metal, so having this as a whiskey companion instead, I don't know. It's just good, especially when the sun's out as well. Really relaxing. I just really enjoyed the effortless beauty she held within her voice, despite my skepticism going in. And yeah, there was a lot of that for sure. But her charm just worked me over. Her charisma, I just kind of fell in love by the end of the first listen. Like, how can you not love this girl? Jesus. Woo! I'm gonna finish this review up. I'm gonna say this is about a 3.7 and a 4 at the same time. Nah, alright, fucking, I'll just give it a 4. There you go, lads and ladettes. A 4. Done. Easy. Hope you enjoyed this review, and yeah, just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy the rest of your day, your morning, your afternoon, your night, and yeah. Just give me any feedback if you want, and subscribe if you're new, and just enjoy yourself. That simple. Alright, I'll catch you later. Just have fun. Whew!